guys, what's up? It's Aaron from Black Swamp Preppers. Today I'm going to address the issue of the Anderson lowers. And the issue is I've talked to a lot of guys that have them. There's nothing wrong with them other than I believe sometimes their tolerances on the trigger and the hammer pins are a little large. And sometimes under firing, it takes very little pressure for these pins to walk themselves out and possibly come on the inside of the receiver wall, and then you've got a failure to fire when your hammer or your trigger cocks one way or the other. So this is what you're going to need right here. These are anti-drift or anti-walk trigger hammer pins or FCG pins for AR-15s. You can pick them up usually at your local gun show, or you can find them online at a lot of the online stores, but this style here, there's some that are threaded that use a little Allen head. These style here just have a little cut in the end on that side, and it's flat on this side, and it uses these little E-clips. See if I can show that to you guys without it falling off my finger. It uses these little E-clips, and they simply go into that side with the little recess in it. So we've got my SPR here. First thing we're going to have to do on this, because I run a bad lever, so we're going to have to pull the bad lever off. So that's I believe it's a T8 Torx for the bad lever. We'll just pop that guy off, pull the bad lever off, and set him to the side. Careful not to lose our hardware. So a couple things you're going to need for this. It's not a big list. Pliers help. Some sort of needle nose pliers, or my Leatherman in this case, to get the E-clips off. And I like to use a non-marring hammer. This is a Wheeler non-marring gunsmith hammer. And I have my Glock tool here. I use this to help me push the pins out. You can use anything from a ballpoint pen to the tip of a 223. Alright, so now that we've got our bad lever off, we can get right to our pins. Also, on my SPR, I run a mag pull, extended mag release. If you're running one of those, you're going to have to take that off too. Now we can get to our trigger pins, our fire control group pins. Take out our hammer pin, set him off, we ain't going to need him anymore. And we'll take out our trigger pin. And I'm going to leave my Glock tool in there as a slave pin. So here's what the regular pins will look like for an FCG on an AR. So we'll set those guys off. Now we will take our new pin, and I like to come in, I like to put the flat head, I'm right-handed, so I like to put the flat head on the side that your finger is going to be on, so it's less to snag on for gloves or things like that. So we're going to go into the rifle this way. I like to use a little bit of lube on the pins when you're going to drive them in. It's just going to make it that much easier. Just a little dab here is all we're going to need. And that's Lucas, that's heavy duty gun oil. I use that on all my BCGs and on my Glock barrels, Glock slide. I use the Lucas oil on that. It's really good stuff. So we're just going to give that a little lube. And we're going to come in using our slave pin. This is going to be the more difficult of the two. We're going to come in, try to line that guy up the opposite side. Might need a little. This is where the non-marring hammer comes in. Kind of the trick of lining the sear, the trigger itself, lining everything up. There it goes right there. Lining everything up and getting it to work. So once you get it through, you're going to want to push it in just a little bit until that recess is about even with the face of the receiver. Then we're going to take our E-clip, and you're going to slide your E-clip right down on top of your pin. This one I had a little issue with. You got to be very careful. They're just really thin little E-clips. This is how it's supposed to look. These two here. And I had a little issue with that one. But I'm going to run to the hardware store tomorrow and just pick up another E-clip. They're less than 10 cents a piece. So next, we're putting in our hammer. And I'm using the Glock tool again as a slave pin. We will take our other pin, back with just a drop of oil. Got a little help going in. It's kind of hard to do when I'm not exactly where I need to be holding the rifle. Alright, so using our Glock tool or whatever you'd like as a slave pin, we've got our hammer in position, and that's what it should look like. See how the E-clip fits nice and flush on there. There's the other side. So then we're going to stay right where they need to be, right in place. Always after you disassemble your FCG, check for proper function and check for reset. So that's all good to go. I'm going to go ahead and throw my bad lever back on and throw my extended magazine release back on. And that'll wrap it up for the non-walking pins on the AR-15. So if you guys got any questions, go ahead and leave them down below, and me and Michael will do our best to get back to you. And I hope this helps some of you guys out that may be running into this issue. They're pretty inexpensive to pick up, and anyone, especially if you built the AR, anyone can put them in. So don't let it discourage you by having a little issue like that. So thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.